Happy Sabbath and good day to all, wherever or whenever you listen and watch this video. Here in Nevis, today it is the 19th of January, Sunday, one day before Donald Trump, the destroyer, as I explained to you, will be inaugurated in the US. And then we will see what comes to fulfillment while he is reigning the world, almost the world, in his term. We are heading to the end, definitely. And we saw Los Angeles burning, and we saw drones flying all over the world. And believe me, it's not mine. They are the small ones. And we saw just in this night a video about an egg that supposedly is an extraterrestrial object. And there are a lot of people, Christians, that wake up to what this guy, who was a helicopter pilot, said about the retrieval of this object in this little video that is really not so clear for me what it really was. But he said that he was or is still possessed. And I think this is remarkable. So when you see any egg object that, according to him, is about 6 meters big, then I would suggest that you do not go very near to this object. So I can only hope that you watched my video series at least beginning with the one about the Jubilee, because we will come full circle in this video about all the teachings since this video series. Also extremely important, of course, is the loosening of the four winds and all the other parts of this video series about the end that lead up to the loosening of the four winds. Go to our Telegram channel, subscribe there, and then go back and look what my videos have been. When I was finishing my video series, and I have to say that in the very beginning of this video, which is a conclusion and an enhancement to the loosening of the four winds, when you have watched very carefully my video series, then you understood that I did not know in all the video series about the heart sign. Brother Ray made a video about it. Brother Gerhard, the second witness, made a video about the heart sign, painted since the 8th of April 2024 through the comet G3. And this heart sign is really a gift of God. It's a blessing. It is the love of God. Normally we should give our hearts to the Lord, right? And this time the Lord gives his heart to us. And in this heart we see the birds. And he speaks to us and says, leave Babylon before it is too late, so that you do not receive of her plagues. And these plagues have already begun. And it is definitely when Donald Trump was confirmed president that fell exactly into the time frame in the G3 painted heart top, when Donald Trump was confirmed on the 6th of January to be president of the US by the Electoral Committee. I'm not an expert in these political things, but I know that it is necessary to confirm the president by the chamber or whatever it is, and this was done on the 6th of January. That was shortly after the moment when sun and moon came together in the heart top of the heart sign. And this is in my video series. I showed you, I believe it was in last countdown part 2, I showed you exactly when the bowls of wrath will be poured out. And it's always first the moon comes into the hand of Orion, and then it goes one trajectory around, but we have to watch at the moment when it comes to the sun. And then the bowl is poured out, because then we have a empty astronomical new moon. I explained all that. I showed you also the points of the 7 bowls of wrath when they are poured out. And we had such a first bowl of wrath on the 6th of January, around that time. And then it happened. Yeah? Donald Trump was certified. And shortly afterwards, he was declared definitely to have the ulcers, because he was finally, and without any possibility of appeal, he was then a sentenced criminal. He did not get any fines, or he did not go to jail as his enemies would want, but he is now forever the first president in the US who takes a term without having a white vest, but he is a black, stained, ulcered criminal. The ulcers in Isaiah 1 are described to belong to those that are criminals. And Isaiah 1 says also that it is from the toes to the head. Yeah? It is from the bottom up. A nation, the US, is a nation that is completely wretched. Yeah? I do not want to say the hard words. You can read the Bible by yourself and read what Isaiah said about the Jewish nation. This is now, in our days, was a type for our days, the US. And now the head is the second part, up from the toes to the head. All ulcers, all wounds that are not healing, criminals. Yeah, and yeah, this is a criminal nation has a criminal president. And when I showed you in my videos that he fulfilled in his first term clearly the role of the destroyer, Abaddon and Apollyon. And here we are now. Tomorrow he will be starting his second term. And there was a pause, and I explained to you also why there was a pause, and this pause was clearly because we prayed in 2016 that in his first term he would not act out his role as the destroyer. We did not know these things at that time, but we prayed for more time so that the 144,000 would be able to be sealed. And this is also, I explained to you, done by Jupiter in 12 years, going through all the constellations of the 12 tribes. I can only counsel you to watch my videos to have the full view. So we also talked in one of these videos about the 2 witnesses, and we had there a lot of time frames. Yeah? Revelation 11, the 2 witnesses prophecy, is one of the most difficult and challenging prophecies of all the Bible, of the whole Revelation at least. Yeah? And so many people always marvel, who are these 2 witnesses, and they have to appear in Jerusalem, and, but they do not see that the book of Revelation is highly symbolical. When they talk about these 2 witnesses appear in Jerusalem, that means it is in the main city of Judaism. Modern Judaism is Christianism, so it must be anywhere. These 2 witnesses must appear amidst the Christians. Yeah. So, and it's a movement. 2 witnesses is a movement, and this movement has started with a movement in the 1800s after the Great Disappointment. Yeah? 1844, when everybody believed Jesus would already come. But there was a movement that re-inaugurated the Sabbath. So it was then the Adventist pioneers, or not only Adventist pioneers, it was also pioneers of Methodists. There were other that started to keep the Sabbath, and they re-encountered the Sabbath. That's the Sabbath pioneers. That's the witness of Jesus, who is the Lord of the Sabbath, according to his own words. And they reinstituted the knowledge about the importance of keeping the Sabbath.